of being a great fighter, this want of being great in the fitness industry. Like, they're all different. And they all led me one direction. This oversized fighter who's burnt out from working so much in the gym and drinking on the weekend, that he's kind of doing very well in some things, but he's fucking up everything else big time. What's the point of that? How am I supposed to fit a relationship into that? How am I supposed to fit a family into that? How am I supposed to fit anything into that? Because when I say, who do you want to be? What do you want? Do you remember you get to choose, like, how many hours a day do you want to work? How many days a week do you want to? You get to choose. It's the whole idea. But no one ever asks us that. And we think to be successful, we think to get what we want, it has to be every day, all the time. I guess most of us think that. My mentor Dan, he did that. Had a Maserati, had a mansion. He lived in New Zealand. I won't hold that against him. So this motherfucker, he moves to Bali, even though I kept saying move to Thailand for years. Went to Bali. And he's like, man, it's great over here. I said, yeah. Yeah, I've been saying that for years. Isn't it funny how someone's probably been telling us for a long time? His business had already taken off to afford a Maserati and cash, mansions, not drug money. But who he is now, as a man, I mean, I'm talking a dude that invests more in his education, his self-improvement. He spends more in a year just on learning than you do on your entire house, which takes you 20 to 30 years to pay. That's what he spends on learning a year. Now, for us peasants, you might say, I don't have 40,000, Dan. Well, do you have $40 you could spend? Or, and do you? Exactly. The man he grew into was insane. Even a great man can get better. But here's the thing, if you pursue this path, you're going to lose a lot of things. Friends, partners maybe, yourself, your old self. Why would you not want to lose that person? But you'll gain more than you can understand, you'll gain more than you can imagine. That is, of course, if you don't stop on that highway to where you're going. Take a detour, forget. Let the old you take the wheel while you sleep on the back seat for a bit. Probably not a good idea. He sold all his possessions, had another mansion in Bali, got rid of that. Had all the bells and whistles, got rid of that. Had all the fake friends and the VIP clubs, got rid of that. And he met this girl who's humble as fuck, doesn't want his money. But I'm not going to give the credit to her. The credit is where it's due to that man. For knowing what he wanted, knowing who he wanted, knowing how he wanted to do it, and doing it. Not because he's better than me, not because he's better than you. He used to move furniture for his dad back in New Zealand no longer than 6 or 7 years ago. He nearly went to prison. Was homeless a couple of times. But that's all irrelevant too. I'm just saying it's possible no matter how old you are, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, within reason. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're a pedophile and we're sitting in the same cell together and you happen to tell me for some reason. You got about 5 and 6 minutes left to live. So like living for 60 years, if that was your goal, that's not going to happen. Sorry. That's what I mean. If you're 4'6" and a man and 63 and you want to be an NBA All-Star, look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's not going to happen. I'm not talking about that fantasy, like wild shit that you saw in a movie once. Yeah, I saw